Hello, Taurus. Thank you so much for joining me today on Fortune's Wheel Tarot. This is going to be a reading for April 17th through the 23rd, 2023, or whenever this message finds you. I offer this for the highest good to benefit the planet. Release me from any blocks and restrictions. May this serve all who need. Spirit and angel guides, keepers of the divine white light, keepers of the Akashic records, ascended masters. What are the messages for Taurus at this time, please? Messages for Taurus at this time, please. Thank you. Your first card out is the Two of Scrolls, Two Worlds. Your second card is the Eight of Scrolls, Paths Unknown. Your third card is the Five of Roses, the Garden. And on the bottom of the deck, the Six of Roses, the War of Roses. This card is potentially about a conflict that could be around you, Taurus, and it's a conflict of what is going on inside of you potentially as well. The white rose on this side, the red rose on this side. It indicates the need for purity and love in your life. This is the passionate side, your thoughts, your needs. And the white and red rose on the flag on the ground indicates that you've tried to bring a peaceful solution to this potential problem, and it could be that it's reached the point where you have to decide when it's time to walk away from the battlefield, so to speak, Taurus. So however that resonates with you, I always like to share the card that's on the bottom of the deck. The first card for you is the Two of Scrolls, Two Worlds, and this card you can see in the background out the window here. It looks to be a monastery in the background. The woman has worked hard at her spinning to earn the coins here on the table. And this message signifies that whether you are aware of it or not, you have been blessed with psychic gifts, Taurus, and that potentially in other lives, in other incarnations, you have struggled between the spiritual realm and the physical realm. And you have even flip-flopped between those realms in many lifetimes, in many incarnations. Perhaps you were at a monastery or some type of religious sect in multiple lifetimes, and that didn't offer the other side of life, which is the secular portions of life, which are family, love, and those types of things. And so in the next incarnation, you chose to go into, that type of situation, and that didn't offer you the spiritual satisfaction and desire, fulfillment that you have. And so it has come about again in this lifetime now that you potentially are struggling between these two realms, and you will continue to feel a flip-flop between these two worlds until you can bring the sacred into your everyday life. When you are able to realize that all you have to do is say to yourself, the divine thrives in my daily life. And even if that is something as simple as taking a few moments to appreciate a beautiful sunset, or a flower, a bee buzzing around the window, those moments are sacred to me as a child of nature, Taurus. And perhaps you feel the same way. But it's very important right now that you accept and realize this so that you can move beyond the push-pull that you may have been feeling. Feeling like you've got to give up one of these sides of your life to have the other. And say to yourself, for real, close your eyes and say to yourself, if you're feeling like you can't ground yourself or you're being pulled in one direction or the other, say to yourself, the divine thrives in my daily world, and see the divine beside you, walking beside you, and allowing you, giving you the power, whatever that means to you as far as the divine, Taurus, walking beside you and helping you handle everything in your life, bringing clarity to everything in your life. The next card out for you is the Eight of Scrolls, Paths Unknown. And so this coincides with the Two of Scrolls, two worlds, because perhaps this is what you're trying to do right now, is figure out what path you want to take, Taurus. And so clearly we can see a woman standing here, many animals around her in the forest there. There's a path that she's on that is clear, and she knows where she will arrive. There is no doubt that she will arrive at her destination, and what she will see along the way is also, pretty much a given. The path is clear. She knows that way. There's another path here that's a little more dappled with sunlight, and then one here that is dark and a little more overgrown. This card signifies that you could be hesitating about making a decision right now of some type. It could be that you're actually on some journey, a physical type of journey. It could be that you're on a spiritual journey. Paths unknown can be scary, can be a little fraught with surprise at times. And I shouldn't say fraught, but sometimes surprises that may not necessarily come off as pleasant to begin with actually can be blessings in disguise sometimes. And one thing about the road less taken is that it's, what's that poem? Is it by Robert Frost? Every time I get this card, I think of that, and I need to look up that poem again. But it's something about, I've taken the road less taken, or the path less taken, something like that, and it's been all the better. It was all the more worth it, because think about it. Surprises are great sometimes, unexpected things, unexpected discoveries. You could stumble across something magnificent on that path unknown. There is wildlife to be seen on the path less taken. The path that is less trodden. Maybe it's a little scary, like I said, but it's also exciting. And so this card, in the long and short of it, is don't be so attached to your outcome and to your agenda that you miss out on potential surprises or good things that could be in your path, in a potentially different path than the one you may be on. Look around you, and you can happily explore those options right now, Taurus. That's another thing this card is saying. Just be alert. You can travel on the path that's a little dark and scary over here. Just be alert, that's all. And you'll still arrive at your destination, and maybe even one greater than you even anticipated. The next card out for you is the Five of Roses, the Garden. And, of course, we can see two little children here playing in the garden. And she is looking at a butterfly, it looks like, with a magnifying glass. And it looks like the little boy is shooting a slingshot at something, in the distance. And they're just having fun, hanging out in the garden. And this card always reminds me about loving the inner child. It's about getting in touch with your inner child again and loving that inner child. It could mean that, there are children in your life that this card is referring to. However this resonates with you, Taurus. Some child in your life could be getting some kind of special recognition right now, even an adult child. At any rate, it's a card of allowing yourself grace is what I always feel. If you could go back, the adult that you are now, go back and talk to the child that you were, what would you say to that child? And what would you have to say to a child around you? And how could that potentially affect the relationships with maybe children in your life? I know as adults, personally, it's easy for me to get caught up in the busyness of life and everything that has to be done. And I physically have to remind myself to stop and, okay, let me just take a moment and speak with one of my children. You know, it's not that I'd never have time for them, but I'm just saying, you know, life takes over sometimes, and in the rush of work and laundry and dinner and cleaning and homework, and do I really just take a moment to just say, hey, how's it going? You know, what'd you do that was fun today? Did you have something that was fun today that, you know, instead of always for me, you know, did you get the homework done? Have you done this? Did you do that? Have you put your clothes in the hamper? You know, it just seems like it's always something. So taking that time for your inner child as well, Taurus, as I said, it can help you get more in touch with potentially any children that are in your life. But if you don't have children in your life, this definitely is about reconnecting with your inner child, I feel, Taurus. Having compassion and love for that inner child and giving that inner child grace. So this is potentially, you know, a big journey for you to be on a spiritual path and trying to find that balance in your life between spirituality and the secular world. And maybe you just don't know how you're going to do that and how you're going to get there. But I'm feeling that if you have more of a childlike wonder about you and about this journey, that just opens doors in and of itself. And there's a certain vulnerability that you have to allow, Taurus. So keep that in mind. And also, being an earth sign, as a child of nature myself, it's very grounding to be outside. And so this garden card for me, I mean, all of these cards are showing the outdoors. Even this one here, you can see the garden flowers and the monastery out the window. She is outside in the forest in this one, and then they're in this beautiful garden. So being outside could definitely be grounding for you this time of year. It's so beautiful, and it's such a time of re-energizing. The earth is being reborn, it feels like, with spring. So do your best to get outside and feel some of that grounding energy if that helps you, Taurus. That may help you get back in touch with your inner child some as well, too. I'm going to pull a card for you now from the Wild Offering Oracle. And all these decks that I'm using are listed below in the comment section, or excuse me, in the description. And thank you so much for joining me today, Taurus. I really appreciate you taking your time to come and watch this video today. If you like this reading, please reach out and hit that like button right now. And I thank you very much. I appreciate you. I truly do. Thank you, Spirit and Angel Guides, for these beautiful messages for Taurus. Allow me, divine, to be tender and accepting of my body, no matter what ailments I may have. May I always know it's doing the best that it can. Help me be a loving ally and friend to this sacred form. That is so true, Taurus. We have to take care of our bodies. They do carry our spirits. They are the vessels for our spirits while we're on this earthbound journey. So do your best to love and honor your body as a sacred form, no matter your ailments. Be thankful. Be thankful for whatever you can find to be thankful for, Taurus. If you're suffering or ailing, even if that is just getting outside and feeling the sunshine on your face, be thankful for that. This final card I'm going to pull for you is from the Universe Has Your Back deck. Thank you again, Spirit and Angel Guides. What's the final message for Taurus at this time, please? My fearless freedom lights up the world. Yes, it does, Taurus. Those are beautiful messages for you. I hope that you have enjoyed this reading. Thank you again so much for joining me today. If you like this reading, please like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Enjoy the rest of your April. Love and light.